is Dheeraj.
Dheeraj.
Oh, yeah. Pari is there. All right. Welcome, Pari. Relax. Whenever you're ready, we will start.
Pari, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you see us also?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you are also visible and audible. Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Pari, very welcome. Good to have you with us today.
Thank you, sir.
Tell us in 30 seconds about yourself, your strengths. We would like to know from you what are your strong points.
Right, sir. Sir, I am a very compassionate person. I have leadership qualities and I know how to lead from the front. I also have courage and I can take bold decisions in life.
And whom do you credit this to, your mom or your dad?
So, although both of them have been responsible for my the qualities that I possess, but I think it's more from my mother because she's also the boldest person that I have ever known.
But your dad is very unhappy with you. You know that.
No, sir.
Well, he thought that you will opt for the Indian Police Service as the first choice, not the second. Since he is a police officer, so why did you do that?
Sir, I would humbly like to correct you. So my mother is a police officer and my father is a farmer.
My apologies. Yeah, that's what I meant. I got it wrong, but yes. So what I meant your mother. But
Right,
how is it that IPS is not your first choice and IAS is your first choice?
Right, sir. Sir, I'm equally fascinated by both the services, IAS as well as IPS. But comparatively, IAS has a more diverse scope. So that is why I gave it as a first preference. But nonetheless, I think I will be equally happy to serve in either of them.
No, I was just trying to pull your leg, but yes, I completely agree with you. Tell me, India is going to be a non-permanent member of the UN Security Council. When do you think India can become a permanent member?
For that, there needs to be reform in the UN Charter, and for that, the 5 permanent members, they need to agree to it. So far, sir, it has been very difficult despite a lot of attempts and efforts by India. So in the near future, it should happen, but it is difficult as far as the current power situation goes.
What is the difficulty? Why, if you believe that we are a strong candidate, why are reforms not happening?
So because of the established powers, specifically China, who do not want to share the powers with the other countries. So China has been the biggest roadblock in India getting the permanent seat.
But why should China share power?
So no country would like to share its power, but it is imperative on the international relations and multilateral organizations to be more representative, to be credible.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Mishra.
Yeah. Really, you now, your first choice is IPS.
No, sir, it's IAS.
Is IAS. Yeah. So anyhow, quickly tell me that what you feel really what is your weakness? Three weakness. Three.
So one is that I find it difficulty being rude and saying no. So usually I'm a very accommodative person who takes care of all the perspectives. So I sometimes when I have to take strong, I cannot be rude to people. Secondly, sir, when I'm into something, when I'm working on some project, I tend to take all the responsibilities on myself. So I find a problem in delegating the responsibility to people, and I tend to take up all of it. So my third weakness would be I at times because of a lot of effort and stress, I tend to I tend to neglect my health and my personal space for the academic or the job.
Okay. Are you ever you have any are you played any game earlier? Are you sports? What is interest in sports?
Sir, not at any level as such, but so as a recreational sport, I have played, sir.
Okay. One more thing I would like just to ask you. So, like you want to be a basically a civil officer. Can you tell me the 5 very influencing officer that really influence you, and really who made a change in basically in society? As a being an IAS officer, really you count on your finger. Really, he dent in the basically administration.
Sir, I can recall a few IPS officers whom I've seen very closely.
Not IAS officer, 5 IAS officers who really make a dent in basically the system. Dent, it means to really improve the basically a lot, and he work hard to change the system.
So one was Samit Sharma. So he was the district collector of Nagaur while I was also studying at Nagaur. And that time, sir, he made a lot of visible difference to the, sir, he developed a lot of public property that was there. The parks were developed.
I want to 5 name, not description.
Okay. Sir, Samit Sharma, Naveen Chandra, he's from West Bengal cadre. Then, sir, so one person is from Arunachal Pradesh, but I am unable to recall his name. And I'm sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall the names right now.
So why you want to be really in civil service? Why want to be an IAS officer?
Right, sir. So inspiration from my mother's work. I have grown up seeing the kind of public dealing and the passion for service. And that is what I want to see myself as doing as well. And also this is one service that that gives you a lot of opportunities to be at the leadership level at a very young age and to actually make a difference into lives of people around you. So that is my primary reason.
Okay, well. Colonel Verma, that's now.
Sir. Hi, Pari. Nice to see you.
Thank you, sir.
So you are from Ajmer.
Right, sir.
Tell me about the Dargah.
Sir, Dargah is sir, it is a shrine of Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti, who is a 14th century Sufi reformer. And although it is a Muslim holy place, but it has a very syncretic culture. Hindus, even more Hindus visit the Dargah, and it's a very peaceful place. It was developed during the reign of Akbar as well. Akbar was a very big follower of Moinuddin Chishti. So,
okay.
And his ideas reflect peace, harmony, and very progressive ideals that are reflected.
Yeah. That I wanted to hear. So let's talk about Rajasthan. Tell me some indicators of Rajasthan. Literacy rate?
So it is 66. So it's 66%.
General or for male or female both?
So
okay.
So general, and for rural women it is 49%, less than 50%.
Okay. So coronavirus disease. Okay.
Right.
Vaccine.
Right.
People are asking for development of a vaccine, and that can only be a savior. Do you agree to?
So vaccine is important to break the chain of the virus and to stop it. Yes, sir. But at the same time, till the vaccine is developed, we have to continue with our learnings. That is the social distancing and hygiene practices that we are following. So those are important, but vaccine will be the ultimate solution.
Okay. Tell me, can you tell me about the principle behind the vaccine? How does a vaccine affect?
So the vaccines are actually live or weakened form of the virus is used to make the vaccine. So when it is entered into a human
Only
body,
virus?
no sir, bacteria also, any form of the vaccine against any disease that we are trying to cure. So the live or the weakened form of the be it bacteria or virus is introduced in the human body, and then the body develops immune system antibodies against the virus. So when it enters in real time, then the body is able to fight the disease.
Okay. Tell me about the NSA, that is National Security Act.
So National Security Act is very stringent, one of the most powerful acts that are there, so it actually deals with sedition, terrorism cases, and the National Investigation Agency, which is the central government agency, actually deals with the
preventive
NSA.
detention.
Excellent.
Right.
Thank
Preventive
you.
detention.
Poonamji, your candidate?
Then
I'm afraid I'll again have to request you to switch off your video. I'm so sorry for that, but
switch off the video, sir.
Yes, please, if you don't mind, because
it's okay, sir. Yeah. So I was asking, if you're selected, then how would you want to start your journey towards a better world?
I'm sorry, ma'am, I didn't hear the last word. Better?
Better world.
Better world.
What measures would you take? World.
Ma'am, based on my training and the experiences that I will gain, first of all, I will try to implement the decisions and the policies and the schemes that are already there. Because whatever limited knowledge that I have realized that the biggest setback to any of the policy lies in the implementation. And I will try to bridge the implementation gap, be it information. And so I will try to be very, very honest to my work that is there. And slowly and gradually after all this, I will try to bring in my innovative measures depending upon the situation of the place. For example, if there is poor literacy in my district, I will work in that direction.
Dr. Mishra, can you switch off your audio phone or audio, please? Yes, Pari, go ahead.
Right, sir. So I will focus on implementation, and on next level, I will do some innovation based on the local conditions to bring a change. And thirdly, I think I would try to remain very, very accessible and open to the area. I think that will bring a lot of change if the administration is accessible and open.
The next question would be, what have you learned from the COVID era? What have you learned from the COVID? The times that are going on, what have you learned from it?
There have been a lot of personal introspection and learnings that we need to survive in very, like I have learned to survive in minimalistic lifestyle and eliminate whatever is unnecessary. Focus back again on environmental concerns, on conservation, and I've also learned to very mental strength to actually fight in such a difficult era.
So, Ari, give us two examples of what have you, you have said that you have excluded certain things, given up, two things that you have given up.
So I've given up on fast food and eating outside. And second, I think a lot of wasteful consumption expenditure that we do. I have realized that we do not actually need a lot of things to survive. So I have given
on the wasteful expenditure, give us a specific example of what you've given up.
So like unnecessary clothes and extra things that we order. So I would like to give one example that earlier to decorate the house, I used to order things online, but now I have actually resorted to making things on my own and to renovate my house. So
excellent.
based on the waste material.
Poonamji, go ahead, please.
Yeah. So, what do you think is the agenda of global peace?
Ma'am, agenda of global peace should include representation from all the countries, including the developing and the least developed countries, voice to them, and also denuclearization. I think we should reduce our race for more nuclear weapons, and that would really bring peace. And reduction in poverty, because as Mahatma Gandhi has said that poverty is the biggest violence, and international collaboration and cooperation in the environmental field, because the environmental disasters are the biggest threat to peace. And also these West Asian areas where there is a lot of turbulence that is there. So there also, I think we need to solve those issues for greater peace.
Okay, last question is, if you have one opportunity to go and speak in front of United Nations, so what do you think you will be presenting? The biggest problem you are facing, our country is facing, or the world as a whole is facing right now? Not in terms of COVID, but otherwise also.
Right. Ma'am, I think at UN, I would like to present the crisis of multilateralism that is going on, and I think we need a very strong multilateral institution for rules in the area. So I would pitch for that, and to make that multilateral organization very strong as well as representative, and for India to get a place in that.
Ari, what is more important from your perspective, multilateralism or women empowerment?
Sir, I think both of them have their own place and importance.
No. You have to. It's a specific question. You cannot be diplomatic with a former diplomat. Okay, so between the two of them, what is more important?
I think we can survive without multilateralism, but we cannot survive without women empowerment, because they are half of the humanity.
I just heard you say that if you have to speak at UN, you'll speak about multilateralism.
Right, because I found it at a more appropriate platform for multilateralism. And
all right, just one last question before we conclude. Why do we see so much of police brutality?
So there's a culture of police brutality because of the colonial legacy. And also, sir, there is a mindset that police brutality is a necessary evil for maintaining law and order. There's also political patronage and interference that happens. So because of this entire culture, I think there is a lot of police brutality. Also, the criminal justice system as a whole is it has a few gaps, and because of those gaps, the brutality exists.
We got independence 73 years ago, and so that is so much for colonization. But in 73 years, has police brutality increased or decreased, as you see it?
So as I see it, it has decreased comparatively. It has in relative terms, we are moving towards a progress, but still we have a long way to go.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Just wait for a second. We will, colleagues, are we ready for feedback? Okay, Pari, first of all, tell us, how did you do?
So this was my first mock interview after a long time. So I was a little nervous and ill-prepared, I felt.
Well, if you were nervous, you hid it very well, because we were all looking at you and we could not make out that you were nervous. What else?
Thank you, sir. So it could be better. I should think before I speak, because while I'm speaking, new ideas come to my mind, and then so I think I need better organization of my thoughts. and prioritization of the points is what I feel.
This is your going to be your first attempt at the civil services. Have you already taken it?
No, sir. I last year also I gave interview. This would be my second.
And where did you fare? How did you fare last time?
So I got 176 in the interview, but could not make it to the final list.
All right. I find you extremely confident. Confident in the positive way. I find you articulate, pleasant, and I find you that you are rather harsh in terms of judging yourself. No, you have done very well. Your articulation is quite good, and it always helps to certainly structure your thoughts better, which is a process. I mean, all of us learn it throughout our lives. What you can perhaps do is that give yourself 1 second or 2 seconds for composing your thoughts, and then mentally go as point 1, 2, 3. So that way you will. But no, I find you precise. You have not been verbose. You've been precise, and somehow I feel that I will be seeing you on the hot seat very soon.
Thank you so much, sir.
My colleagues, any comments?
Agreed to you, sir. I like her personality, her communication skill, articulation. She is in position of good confidence. Carry it on. And I think some in-depth knowledge of some issues that you can brush up. When is your interview schedule?
Sir, 30th July.
30th?
30th.
Yeah.
Right, sir.
Okay, good.
And last time you got 175, you said?
176, sir.
Wow. Okay.
Quite good score.
Dr. Mishra, any comment? You'll have to unmute yourself.
Sir, unmute.
Okay. Really very good interview. That's what is the psychological perspective. I would like to mention you that it's already sir mentioned that you're confident and very precise. But when you are really telling about your weakness, you should be really very smart at time. You did well, and you are honest. It's look honesty in you. One thing. So so that like delegation of responsibility, that is very good. It is important thing in civil service. So I think how can you go into it smartly to wrap up this thing? So focus on this thing. That is with honesty and should be really meaningful. Your weakness should be really your strength. Such you have to turn such way. You have to work on that. And same time, like when you are really answering, basically that is a cool and really precise, and so it's giving the sense of basically OLQ, officer like quality in you. So like the panel, I think that's I can say that if I can say this year that is going to 220. So
Poonam
220 mark.
Thank you, Dr. Mishra. Poonam ji, any comments by you?
Yes, sir. It's really impressive the way you presented, the confidence that you showed. And yes, I was very impressed. You were really able with everyone. And the cognitive maturity, your knowledge, problem attitude was excellent.
Thank you, ma'am.
So yeah, but one thing I want to say is that you look quite stiff when I was when we were asking. So better is you just be relaxed. That's a nice thing that you have a smile on your face throughout. That is a wonderful thing that I really liked about you. And everything was perfect. So all the best.
Thank you so much.
Pari, do
Thank
you have any question?
No, sir. I am very satisfied with the experience.
You don't have a question? My God. All right. God bless you. Take
Thank you
care
so
and do
much.
well.